And good morning, good people. This is your Poolproof Wisdom Moment for Wednesday, Hump Day. And speaking of humps, it's time to get over a big one. All of us probably have a story that we can tell, a story that's big enough that we could write a book. And the title of that book would be Stuff I've Done to Myself Because of Shit That I've Convinced Myself of. Maybe not the catchiest title, and I don't know if it'll make the New York Times bestseller list, but that book is one that most of us can write. And one of the reasons we can write that book is because we wrap ourselves up in so much drama when it comes to the things in our lives that we deal with involving other people. We give people power over us that we should not be giving them. We let them have input where they shouldn't have input. We let them convince us of things about ourselves that we know are not true, but because we're more concerned about their impression of us, we give ourselves the grief of carrying the burden that says, maybe I should think of doing things differently. And on this hump day, I want you to get over all of that. Get over those humps, that hump, whatever it is. Your advice for this day, and it doesn't matter whether we're just talking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and so on. This has applicability to every day and every moment of every day. My basic rule of thumb is this. If you are someone who I happen to come across in whatever capacity, I am not going to give you any more power than I choose to give you. You will not just take it from me, because unless you're someone who I know I care about, who cares about me, someone who I love, who loves me, I do not give a second thought to your opinions. I don't let them control me. I certainly don't let them define me. And I think you shouldn't either. Because the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't give that much power to anyone who either does nothing or so little for you that they have somehow earned the right to have control over how you feel, how you think, not only about yourself, but about others, about choices that you make related to other people. Yet on an average day, there are millions upon millions of people who do exactly that. That's the reason for the title of the book, by the way. Stuff that you do to yourself that is based up on how other people feel about you creates problems that you needn't have. And those people, while they are in the mix, they are not responsible. You are, because you have the power of choice. How far are you going to let people into your life who do nothing or little for you? That's the question. And that's the hump that I want you to get over today if you're doing that to yourself. Because on this Wednesday, you are going to take the opportunity to free yourself. Go ahead, do it. Don't worry about the consequences. Because at the end of the day, as long as you have yourself and you have the people in your life who really do matter, meaning that they care about you and you care about them, nothing and no one else is going to be able to break through enough to have control over what you think and feel ever again, because you'll rely on those people who are really in your life to tell you the truth, to help you through the difficult times, and to help you understand how valuable you are by simply being here. And that's enough. Don't worry about the rest of the people. God knows they're not really worried about you. And if you accept that premise, you're going to walk differently. You're going to think differently, and you're not going to give a flying fig about what any of those people think. That's your Poolproof Wisdom Moment for today. Find my podcast on Anchor.fm, on Apple and Google Podcast, and dozens of podcast platforms everywhere. Find my latest book, I Am My Own Cause, the third act, Surviving and Thriving. I want to reiterate that, surviving and thriving. You can find it in print on Amazon. You can find it as an audiobook on Audible, and of course, booksellers online everywhere, and on other platforms like iTunes and of course, Amazon. This Wednesday, choose yourself and choose to believe in yourself. Let no one else convince you to do anything differently. Take care.